After putting up with my dad's friend, Harold's disrespect for 8 long years, I finally snapped. My dad met Harold through some mutual friends years ago, and they hit it off instantly. I was 18 and just starting college when I first met him. We never really connected, but Harold quickly began acting like he was part of the family. From the start, he treated me with a weird mix of condescension and infantilization. Every time we crossed paths, I'd try to brush it off and convince myself it wasn't that bad. But without fail, Harold would prove me wrong within a minute. He constantly pushed my boundaries, making comments like, "You're not 19, you're just a baby," especially when I was trying to have normal conversations with other adults. He'd belittle my education, mock my hobbies, and talk over me like I didn't know anything. Eventually, I just couldn't take it anymore, and I let him have it. Whenever he got the chance, Harold noticed when I was annoyed, he would always smile and ask if I hated him. He'd say, "Do you hate me for your dad's sake?" I always said no. The last straw back then was at a barbecue. I was 20 years old, sitting quietly and working on a paper. I was polite to everyone who talked to me. Out of nowhere, Harold said, "I really like you. Even though you're an impolite brat," it was rude and hurtful. After that day, I stopped going to any event where I knew Harold would be. Yesterday, it was my dad's girlfriend's birthday. They had a small lunch party at my dad's apartment. I went with my fiancée, and our 6-month-old baby Harold was there too. Even though I hadn't seen him in months, he still talked to me like I was a little kid. It didn't matter to him that I'm now 26, engaged, and a mother during the party. I ignored Harold's rude advice. He kept saying I was too young to get married or have a baby. Luckily, most of the other guests didn't agree with him. My baby slept most of the afternoon. I put him in the bassinet in my old room. When he woke up hungry, I went to breastfeed him. When I came back, Harold was joking that my baby was probably making me tired. Then, while I was talking to one of my dad's friends, Harold cut in and started criticizing how I was raising my baby. That was extra annoying because he doesn't even have custody of his own daughter. But what really made me angry was when he asked if I had thought about putting my baby up for adoption. That was it. I picked up my son, told my fiancée we were leaving, and said goodbye to everyone except Harold. As we reached the door, Harold came over asking why we were leaving. I tried to play it off, but he kept pressing us to stay. After a bit of back and forth, he jokingly asked, "Do you hate me or something?" This time I didn't hold back. I said yes. "I do." "Can we go now?" He went quiet and we left. On the way home, my fiancé said he was proud of me. But the next morning, my dad called to say the opposite. We had a brief argument, but eventually agreed to drop it. I know this probably isn't the end of it, but if it picks back up, it won't be because of me. It wasn't my proudest moment, and yeah, part of me does regret it. I'm done with Harold. Wow, that's a lot of comments. Let me address some common questions. No, I don't think Harold is in love with me. He didn't tell me to give up my son. He asked if I had thought of doing so when I got pregnant. Still, it was an awful question, especially since he interrupted a conversation I was having with someone else to ask it. As for why I left the party, the adoption comment was the final straw. But it wasn't the only reason. Harold's been making condescending remarks toward me for years, and I've been avoiding him since I was 20. This just marked the end of my patience. My dad can keep being friends with him, but I don't have to like Harold, and I've distanced myself from him for years. I wasn't planning on updating, but I have some free time now. After I left that party, my dad confronted Harold about the adoption comment. Harold twisted it into him being genuinely concerned about me being a young mom, and he apologized to my dad, but I'm not buying it. My dad thinks that explanation is good enough, but I don't. I've been avoiding Harold since I was 20, and this latest incident was the final straw. My dad can stay friends with him if he wants, but I don't have to like Harold, and I've been keeping my distance for years. I wasn't planning to post an update, but I have a bit of free time now. After I left that party, my dad confronted Harold about his adoption comment. Harold twisted it around, claiming he was just concerned about me being a young mum, and he apologized to my dad, but I'm not buying it. My dad thinks I should forgive him, but I made it clear that I'm done. When I told my dad I wouldn't go to any events where Harold is present, he called me dramatic. I reminded him that I've been avoiding Harold for years and no one even noticed. Since the barbecue incident, I've only seen him a few times, and I'm completely fine with that. My dad eventually agreed to my terms. He can keep inviting Harold to whatever he wants, but if I find out Harold will be there, I won't show up. My relationship with my dad is rocky, but I'm done letting Harold have any effect on my life. My main priorities are my son, my fiancé, and my job, and that's not going to change.